Hello, this is the Wave Lad.
Dude, got a super urgent job for you. Client wants lasers, wants them ASAP.
No problem, Marino.
Yeah, he wants all the shots to be varied, dude. No two shots the same.
Give me 10 minutes.
Needs it in 5, dude.
Well, that's just tough shit, Jay. Oh, hi there. I'm back again. And today I'm going to show you how to make laser sounds in Ableton, because it's the king of sound design, this thing, and I love it. And I'm going to use all stock plugins today and instruments so that if you've got Ableton, you can follow along and do it. I am using Ableton Suite though, so hopefully you've got everything that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to grab an operator here, which is an FM synth. Let's not get too bogged down with the nerdiness of it, but that basically means it's a frequency modulation synth, which means you've got 4 oscillators here and they all modulate each other to create loads of weird sounds. What we're going to do is we're going to click on our main waveform A down here. We're going to shape the waveform so it sounds a little bit more lasery. I know it doesn't at the moment, don't worry. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to our pitch envelope. We're going to take the pitch up here. Oh, we're going to turn it on first. And then we're going to go. See, that sounds more lasery now, doesn't it? Let's get rid of that release. And just moving the decay backwards and forwards. We get different levels of lasery, I guess. Anyway, let's turn this into a rack. So how we do that, we go Apple G to group it. And what we're going to do is we're going to put loads of delicious little effects in here. And you don't have to use exactly what I'm using, but this is just a little starting block so that this will fuel your creative juices, as it were. So let's go to our audio effects. First of all, let's put a limiter on the old main out so that we don't deafen ourselves, just so it doesn't clip. And let's go back to our instrument track. And first of all, we're going to grab a shifter from our audio effects menu, slot that in after the old operator there, and we're going to modulate the coarse pitch control here. Actually, we're going to put it on ring modulation mode. It's just a little bit more interesting. And after that, we are going to grab ourselves a vocoder, chuck that in after that. See, already it sounds a bit better. And we are going to be modulating the range. See, that changes as I adjust that. And the width, that's quite funky as well, isn't it? Maybe the formant as well. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see in a second. We'll see what I feel like doing once I've got everything in there. Next, we are going to put a multi-band dynamics in, but we're going to choose the OTT setting, which I guess stands for over the top, doesn't it? And here we go. See already. That sounds way more lasery. So next we're going to put in a phaser flanger. Let's get that after the OTT. And we're going to be modulating maybe the frequency or something like that. The OTT we're not going to be doing anything with, so I'm just going to double click on that, skinny that up. Lastly, I'm going to put a hybrid reverb. And like I said, you don't have to stop there. You can put whatever you want in here. I'm just going to take the dry wet down. Maybe the size down a bit. And we might modulate that in a second. So how are we going to modulate this stuff? Well, we are going to go to our MIDI effects. We're going to grab an expression control. I've already got one set up, which is all set to randoms. So let me just plonk that in. It goes in just before your instrument. And what it does, you can map this to any parameter in your little audio rack here, and it'll randomly trigger a value from whatever range you set it in, you see. So you can, like, you see the minimum is 0 and the maximum, you can go up to 127, which is like basically all the way up the dial. So you can set it to however much you want, and you can have it on bipolar, which means it goes both ways, or unipolar, where it just goes one way. And you can set which way it goes here, where this little percentage thing is, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I guess. So let's start mapping away, shall we? So first of all, I'm going to click map, and I'm going to go to our, hang on, let's go to our operator. Where are we? Let's go to the actual envelope here, and we're going to modulate our decay. And you can see this little dot here. It's just changing the value of the decay here. So it's reshaping our envelope. Do you know what I might do? I might modulate this, what we've got here, with this oscillator. So this second oscillator will be modulating our main oscillator here. Yeah, see, it's much more interesting, and we can change the waveform as well. Let's change it maybe to a saw. Is that a bit nuts? Maybe it's a bit nuts. Let's just rein it in a bit. Cool. Already that's lovely and lasery. The next one, I'm going to click on the second. So you've got 5 little mappable what's it's here in your expression control. The second one, I'm going to map to, let's go to the pitch envelope. I'm going to map to the decay in the pitch envelope. There we go. There. And then I might take the value down a little bit. So that's randomizing that. And then the third one, I'm going to map to our shifter pitch here. The higher ones are a bit too much, so I'm going to bring it down. Cool. Do I want to do anything else on there? Maybe I should put a bit of drive on. Oh, there you go. Has that made any difference? It's a nice whistly one. Right, yeah, let's take it down a little bit. There we go. Right, so we can close that shifter down. I finished with that. Let's go to our vocoder. Let's click on our next mappable what's it. Maybe go to the width. And then let's go to our next one. Let's map that to maybe the high range. Or the low range. Love it. Maybe the formant as well. Right, so we've run out of expressions there. So I'm going to grab another one, whack that in front of that one, close that one down so I don't get confused. And we're going to map the first parameter here, maybe to formant. Let's close the vocoder down. Let's go and map some stuff on the phaser. Maybe, where are we? Second one here. Let's go to the frequency here. That'll do for that, I think. So, yeah, I'm just sort of showing you what you can do, but you can go absolutely nuts, of course. And let's map this third one here to the dry wet here, and then just take the value right down. So we only want a little bit. So you see, it's just modulating all these little parameters here. Every time you trigger a key, the same key, it's always going to sound different. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a little sample pack out of this. So we'll have our own little laser library, and it'll be all different laser sounds. So what we'll do is we'll double click here, make a little clip. Let's double click on that again, and let's put a little key in here. Let's put our headphones on so we can hear it. Let's see what that sounds like. Lovely. And then what we're going to do is going to go to envelopes here, click on the volume, and then at the end of this 4-bar clip, I'm just going to draw in a bit of automation. So it's just going to fade it out so we don't get any nasty clicks at the end, you see. And then what I'm going to do is put it back on notes again. I'm going to duplicate that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm just going to go in and just going to change the notes. Let's see what that sounds like. Just to give it even more variation. There we go. Let's have a really high one. Lovely. But what we're going to do, I'm going to get rid of these tracks here because we don't need those. And this audio track here, I'm going to rename to lasers and change the input to resampling, so it's going to be bouncing from the main out. And then we're going to go to our scene triggers over here in the main, and I'm going to shift select all those 8 scenes there, because we're going to trigger these scenes, and what they're going to do is going to play each clip. And as we play the clip, each clip is going to be recorded here as a separate clip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on follow action down here, that means that all these 8 scenes will play one after the other. I've set it to next here, so it's going to play the next scene automatically without us having to do anything. Except what I want to do on the last scene, I want to change that to stop, because we don't want to go back to the beginning and start recording over what we're doing. So the last thing to check, if you right-click on, no, not that one, on the first scene, let's right-click on that. Just make sure that trigger recording on launch is checked. And what that means is when you select your track here, our laser track, which is the one that's record enabled, that means as soon as we trigger the first scene, it'll record automatically. It'll record 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it will stop at 8. So let's see if that works, shall we? So they're completely random. I mean, you can do as many as you want, really. Let's click on the first one, lasers 1, right click on that. And if you go to show in Finder, it will show you where it's saved those. And then what you can do is you can just select all the WAVs there, laser 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then whack them in a folder and then keep them forever. So there's your little sample pack. Cool AF. Isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I will upload that to my Patreon so you can grab it there, or you can just make your own. Go nuts as well. Just use loads of effects and just experiment. Anyway, I hope that's useful. I hope that gives you lots of fun. And I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, for goodness sake. Thank you. All right. Have a lovely weekend or week or whatever's going on when you watch this video. Bye-bye.